I am Jim Preston, and I'm going to show you Hymasa Trail on Hymasa, one of my very favorites in the Moab area. Here I'm showing you Jackson Hole, which is the tree to the top of Hymasa. And to the left is the final climb up Ahab. I'm not covering Ahab because it's double black, and I expect a few of my viewers are actually going to go there. You'll notice there's a lot of double black on Hymasa, but Pothole, which is way out, and Hymasa, which is the trail, the upper dark trail here, are the two that have some intermediate sections on it. Actually, quite a bit of intermediate. So I want to show you the old way here. We went up the road and then we went down this cool single track to drop down to the creek. There's a new bypass now. I don't have a clip of it, so I'm not including it, but it goes along the creek from the trailhead. And, sometimes that creek actually is a sand trap and you have to wade through deep sand. So it's always nice when there's some water in it and you can ride it. So this is just going up by Mossabag, up the Jeep Trail there. And we passed the bottom of Ahab just now, and we're going up to that little, just showing that little rock section here. Take a look at it, you'll see your line maybe, and struggle a bit to get up through it. And then we start up actually Hymasa finally. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of intermediate stuff here. Now these rocks, of course, the camera flattens things, so I wanted to stop and show you there a bit what there is. I'll show you some of these ledges that are a little more significant, so you can judge whether you want to ride it or not. But even if you're going to walk some of these, it's fine. Just crawl over it or hike it or whatever. But the trip back down this same trail is fantastic. It's worth everything you put into getting up it. So for Moab, this actually is a bit of a climb. But if you're used to, Front Range in Colorado, Santa Cruz Mountains, Sierras, any of those kind of places, you're used to bigger climbs than this, that's for sure. If you're from Kansas, this is probably a little different than your local riding. I love the big rocks. It's just crazy about them. So you can see here, I mean, if you're intermediate, you're going to be running along for quite a while. And there's much more of that, but I decided to throw in some technical here so you could see what's there and kind of stop and show you. It doesn't do much good explaining the trails to somebody when you just bomb over the ledges. It may not be particularly easy for some, a lot of people to get over if they're lower or middle intermediate. Some of these ledges are a bit scary, or you just don't see the line yet. See, ahead of us, there is a line there, and we go over that. We'll come down through it later. So I'm kind of getting through the climbing part here as fast as I can so we can get up to the top. Now we're getting up to the top of, this is actually the formal top of Hymasa back here, and we're going to be going up just a little bit up Ahab to get that great view of Jackson Hole that I showed you. And now it's coming up, and it's so cool. I love just sitting up here and having lunch, taking a break, eating a banana, and just enjoying the huge view. Now we're going to start heading back down. Now this is the part that's just absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite trails to go down in the Moab area, actually pretty much anywhere. There's technical, there's ledges to drop off of. Problems you had coming up are just going to be erased when you go back down, and you get to roll through some of that stuff that you may have decided you wanted to walk. Like here, see, it's a little bit narrow, so people are going to freak out a bit. There's some chunky stuff. And you don't have to walk it now. You can just roll right over it. Have some confidence in your bike. Any of the modern bikes should be able to get through that. Even if they're 120 millimeter cross country, you should be able to do most of this on a cross country bike, trail bike, or trail bike would be best for it. An all mountain work just fine, of course. And if you're riding an all mountain or enduro type bike, you're probably going to also be doing Ahab. And for Ahab, I would recommend BKXC's outstanding video dropping down Ahab. He does a much better job than I can do, and it's fun to watch. We've seen it several times here and just love it. So after crossing a little Jeep road, I wanted to show you like a cliffy area here. It's a little bit steeper on the right down here, a little bit farther, but you should be able to ride it all. It's all very intermediate through here. It's fairly level, a little bit drop down, but there is, some ledgy stuff as you go along, and that might make, a lower intermediate nervous, but just hit it hard, you'll get over them. See here, it's a little bit steep on the right. Some people get nervous about it. Now, there's a big gorge far to the right, but, we're not near that. But Ahab goes near it. But yeah, back to the big rocks that we talked about before. This section along here I'm putting in is Scenic. Now remember, a lot of the trail is just intermediate and dirt, or they're just slick rock. This isn't most of the trail. This is just the part I think is more visually interesting to show you. But here's a ledge you probably walk if you're lower to mid intermediate, and because there's a couple of boulders there, it looks like you're going to run into them. And here's a nice little ledge. I love these little ledgy drop downs like this, so much like the lower single track on Porcupine, where it's got some bigger ones with higher consequence if you screw them up. Now here's one you may have walked when you come up, but now see we just glide down through them, and then we head back down. We cross the Jeep Road again down here, but this is kind of a fun little spot through here that I like. So we're coming up on a little pass here that I usually stop at. Going up, it's a good place to catch your breath, and going down, you can look down. But also, see, when we cross the Jeep Road again, this is the ledgy stuff that's along there, but there's even steeper stuff below us. So we cross the road, the Jeep Road there, and we're going along. It's pretty flat through here, so when you came up, it was pretty easy. When you go down, you don't get a big thrill. And then you get to the little rock garden right where the trail starts. So just ahead of us is the Jeep Road. We come out on the Jeep Road, and then we head down to Civilization again and beers or whatever. Be sure to give uphill riders the right of way when you're coming down, and stay on the trails. They want us to. See you on the trails, and thanks for watching.